In the previous episode, we started off as the colonial magistrate in the StarCraft Remastered campaign of the Terran. Now, very quickly into it, we met up with none other than Jim Raynor, of course, one of the most iconic characters from the StarCraft universe, and he was given a command by General Duke. Now, General Duke mentioned that he was gonna save and rescue people from a planet. However, Jim Raynor decided to go down there himself, and he found that there were some unidentified aliens who apparently infested one of the Terran structures. Now, Jim Raynor and his people ended up shooting down that structure. However, Duke was not all too happy about it and asked Raynor to turn himself in.
Hey, Sarge, why we always gotta listen to this shit for anyway?
'Cause I'm in charge, that's why.
Oh, it don't seem like no good kind of reason to me. Also, hey, what's that?
Hold on right a second. Swing roller!
Looks like you mashed some poor fella's dog, Sarge.
It's a Zergling, Lester. Smaller type of Zerg. He'd be out this far unless... Oh, shit.
I love you, Sarge.
Desperate Alliance, Office of the Colonial Magistrate on the Marsara colony.
Receiving incoming transmission. Comlink established.
I got your message, Magistrate. And frankly, I don't care what you have to say about Confederate regulations. You damn fringe world yokels are all alike. Don't know where your loyalties lie. Y'all have a real good day now, you hear?
Transmission ended. The report you requested is ready. 16 outland stations have reported sightings of the alien invaders identified as Zerg. The Confederates have arrested all standing militia forces and continue to avoid action against the Zerg. 3 stations have fallen to the Zerg already. We've been unable to locate any source of military relief except the extremist faction known as the Sons of Korhal. Their liaison is holding online.
Good day, Magistrate. My name is Arcturus Mengsk, and I represent the Sons of Korhal. You're familiar with the Confederate propaganda surrounding my group, but your reputation suggests you'll see past it. It's never been our practice to operate in any one place for long, but these Zerg don't look like they're going to wait. I'm going to make you an offer, Magistrate. I'd like to help you out by sending down a number of transports to your colony and evacuating any survivors. You know, of course, that my organization operates outside the bounds of Confederate law. That's why they spread their lies and misinformation. If you decide to accept our help, you'll be branded as an outlaw too. But it's a chance to save those people. Time to make a stand, Magistrate.
Ending transmission. Priority alert. Evacuation zone under attack by Zerg forces. Distress beacon activated at 12:20.
End of debriefing. Not gonna lie, I've seen that cinematic that we just watched once upon a time a couple of years ago, and I don't think it's changed a bit. Definitely a very nostalgic moment right there, but regardless, apparently our next objective is to survive for 30 minutes, and I think we're gonna have to do so against the Zerg. Now, I just realized I got myself some tea, actually. It says metabolic boost on there, so apparently we're gonna have to avoid some Zerg, but it's alright. Let's jump into it and see what this mission brings. Here we go.
Hey, this thing's on fire! You ought to send an SCV out here to repair it. He can fix my bike up too while he's at it.
Right away, sir.
Alrighty then.
I read you.
Can you go ahead and repair that?
Not
Something
enough
on your mind?
minerals.
Wow, the Vulture is apparently not
What do you want?
the nicest unit. I mean, being a bit of a jerk right there to the SCV already.
We can take cover in these bunkers if things get too dicey. Let's move.
Cool. Alright, so we're gonna have to defend for 29 minutes here in total. That's quite some time. We can't actually create any... Oh, okay. We can't actually currently create any spider mines because we do have to do that research. And apparently we can also go ahead and do some more upgrades here on our Terran units very shortly from the Terran Academy as well. Alright, so I think for now, apparently the Zerg are already invading indeed. I think for now we're just simply going to try and see if we can establish a defensive position here. I have no clue if there are any bonus objectives, by the way. I was just thinking about that. I don't know if there's going to be any bonus objectives at all in the campaign. I don't know if there's going to be any, you know, objectives that we can complete outside of the main objectives. So far, we haven't seen anything along those lines just yet. But regardless, let's go ahead and put some Marines in here. And I guess we got a hit squad here as well of units that can just simply move around. I think that's probably a good idea. I think for now, just like we do in StarCraft 2, right? I mean, economy is important. We'll just start building up as many, like, SCVs as we can, and we'll just simply start mining all of those resources. I think that's going to be our best bet. Of course, next up, that means that we also need to construct ourselves another supply depot. Getting supply block, generally speaking, is going to be a tough call. We want to try and avoid that if we can at all make it happen. But for the most part, I think we'll build up, I don't know, how many mineral patches is that? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-ish? I think we'll build up to, say, I don't know, 15 SCVs. I think about 1.5 or so SCV. But mineral patch is probably going to be a good idea. So right now, we need a bunch more. And I think we're going to start off pretty much every single mission in that exact same way. Displaying it, you know, very safe, very sound, economically speaking. Because then, even if we lose some troops, we can still easily replace them. Right? Just because we've got so much income. I'm also going to start constructing myself the Vespian refinery here in just a little bit. So we can start gathering those two. Come on, there we go. And already we've got ourselves quite a few of those things right here. We need a few more, because of course we're also adding 3 in total on that refinery, so I have to make sure that we build up a bunch of them. But for the most part, we'll just simply focus on these upgrades, and I think we'll see if we can build some vultures then as well. Assuming I can construct them, right? I think it's a good idea to put up a whole lot of mines everywhere as well. And once we get a bunch of units out, I think that's going to be the moment as well where we will start venturing outwards on the map. So we'll just basically have to defend here for quite some time. Okay, you guys hang out over there. Split off a few of my units to make sure that we get those going. And of course, just like in StarCraft 2, I mean, oftentimes it's not even worth looking at the fights all too much. If you've got money to spend, at least in my experience, it's usually not a bad idea to just focus on that instead. So I think we'll actually just make primarily biological, you know, units here instead of like the mechanical ones. I think that's probably alright. One thing I have noticed is that you get 8 gas per return on that refinery, which is a rather interesting thing. It's quite a bit, actually. We'll get started right here with the engineering bay upgrade for the infantry units. And shortly afterwards, I'll also make sure to get the additional ranged upgrade. And I think we're essentially done here with... is that a Hydralisk? I think it was. We're essentially done right here making all of these SCVs here for the time being. I think we can probably start controlling this space with some more Marines instead. Let's go ahead and construct ourselves a second barracks then too. And, well, I don't think I need 4 in the gas geysers here. I think I'm alright with just 3. Although, obviously, like a lot of these rules that I am applying, right, are like rules. Like, for example, 3 in gas. They may apply to multiplayer, but I don't know if they're gonna apply to, you know, the other versions of the game too. Okay. I think you're gonna be hotkey 3 and 4. We'll rally you guys in that direction. And then I'll create 2 hotkey groups for my army here for the time being. I also make sure here to get my marine ranged upgrade, like I mentioned, very crucial one. And we may want to add like another bunker or so, maybe up on this corner. I don't think that's a bad idea. And actually, we can also make missile turrets, which are of course going to help out against flying Zerg. I don't know if they're gonna already be happening in this mission or whether or not we will already see them, but... in case the flyers come in, the Marines, of course, will be pretty good against those two. But in case they come in, we can always construct more and more missile turrets. I do want to make sure that I get as many upgrades as I can, of course, once again, just because that's going to make things way easier. But for now, I think we're just simply going to sit back and build up our base and just keep controlling this space to the best of our abilities. Alrighty, so we're a couple of minutes later, and I think that it's time for us to start moving out on the map. Apparently, Tracy's armory is located over here. I'm not entirely sure what that is, but regardless, I've basically continued researching here. We're currently also getting +1 armor here for our units. And I kind of wonder, I'm going to construct actually a factory here too. I'm kind of wondering if I can already start teching up to 2-2, potentially. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. Oh, by the way, look at them. There they are. Mutalisk. I do have stim. I do have stim available, but as far as I know, I don't think I'm actually having any kind of medics just yet. I don't know if medics are actually a Brood War unit. I think they may very well be. Now, by the way, hold up. Let me have a quick look at the mission objectives. Yeah, we literally just have our mission objective to survive 30 minutes. So I don't actually need to move out on the map at all. It's just that I've already got so many units that I may as well give it a try, right? And see what we can do. If I can potentially kill the Zerg, I'm not opposed to that idea. I think we're going to send our reinforcements now across the map too. So we've got 2 control groups worth of units. And we'll see what we can do here to try and make this a little easier for us. Maybe if we can clean up a bunch of these units, we're going to be in a pretty good position. Let's go ahead and construct another refinery here. Or not another refinery, sorry, another supply depot. Ooh, was that Scourge? I think it may have very well been Scourge. Of course, more or less like the Zerg suicide unit for the flyers. That was a sunken colony right there, dealing a lot of damage to my units. I don't know if we're supposed to, like, go out on the map, by the way, and, like, kill everything. I don't think we're supposed to do that. Judging by what's going on here in this mission thus far, and quite literally the main quest objective, I think we're probably fine, but it's simply sitting back. Now, all of these units do burrow in the ground, so it's hard to say if we're walking into an ambush or not, but it's okay. It's okay. We did end up losing a couple of units here, but... It's kind of funny if we could clean up the entire map. That would be kind of hilarious if we could clean up the entire map. Apparently there's another base here. Look at that. Well, a potential other base. You think we could take down actually all of these Zerg units? I don't think we're supposed to do this. I think I may be getting a little ahead of myself here. Regardless, let's get the spider mines out and then also the upgrade there. Alright, send another control group in. I don't think we're supposed to do this. Am I bad mannering right now against the computer? Am I being a jerk here against AI? I'm not sure how this works. Luckily, we're not at the state in technology yet where AI is going to be fighting back. Well, I guess they are technically fighting back, but they're not going to be upset here at me yet. Maybe in 2050 or something along those. No. We'll see. We'll see. We're actually cleaning up most of their base. Using stim here every now and then as well in my units whenever I'm taking down a strong target. I wonder if, like, actually killing their base will shut them down from attacking. I have no clue. Technically speaking, we could just simply sit back here for the entirety of the game, but it seems like way more fun. Let's go ahead and get the ion thrusters here in just a little bit too. And we're actually taking care of all of these Zerg units. I'm not entirely sure where they're spawning from. I think they may just continue burrowing out of the ground. Or there may be another base somewhere else hidden here as well. I'm not sure. Let's actually cancel that and get the thrusters here in a little bit. I don't know. We're cleaning up a lot of these units, right? And we killed the hatchery there too, so at the very least we can prevent them from, you know, spawning in for a little while longer. But Marines against Zerglings is not in a very easy fight. Like, StarCraft 2 units are a little different in the sense that usually they seem a little weaker. At least like the more basic units, but Zerglings actually are very, very strong. Okay. Let's go ahead and put up some mines here as well, all over the place. And with 11 minutes remaining, I think we're doing a pretty decent job at, like, setting up our defensive position here. Can I construct an armory here by any chance? No, only a factory here for the time being. So I'm assuming that also means no to 2 indeed. And let's just keep the money going. Now, a vulture apparently is only 75 minerals and 75 minerals and no gas whatsoever. So they're actually pretty cheap. We'll just have to make sure we keep on using their spider mines whenever they're available. If I'm not mistaken, it's 3 per unit there. So far, so good, though. I wonder what this dark spot is. Should we have a look? Then I've got the ion thrusters. Oh, actually, no, I don't have them just yet. Let's go ahead and research that. I was gonna say, now that we've got that research done almost, I'm gonna be able to explore the map a little easier, because I believe that's the movement speed upgrade here for the vulture. Now, movement speed upgrades in StarCraft 1, they are insanely helpful. Like, they make it so much easier. Can I build a bunker up here? Is that a thing? Not possible? Alright. Could you build one over here, too? That'd be pretty good. Alright. How's Ion Thrusters coming along? About halfway done. We'll just simply wait here a little bit, and then we'll start looking around the map. I got mine at
10 minutes until dropship arrival.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Now, before I think we're gonna continue onwards here, and I risk most of my army, let's go ahead and do a quick little save, just in case everything goes terrible. I mean, I technically speaking don't really need to make a move out, so I guess I can just simply put mines all over the place here as well. I can't really shift Q command them, right? I just have to like Z click, which is the hotkey right there for my spider mines. It doesn't custom hotkeying. Pretty sure that's the best way for me to go ahead and kill most of these Zerg units. Now, sadly, they're not going to be any good against Marines. Or against flyers. Did I not make a bunker? One other thing that is different in this game compared to StarCraft 2 is that rather than spending when you actually build a structure or queue it up, the structure will not actually start. So let me try and phrase this properly. In StarCraft 2, when you set up a building, right, to construct, you spend the money when you set up the command, right? In StarCraft 1, that is not how it works. In StarCraft 1, you spend the money when you start up the command. The difference is that if you spend your money in between you giving a command and the unit that you sent to build a structure is actually arriving there, if you spend your money in between, it will not actually start up the structure. So I'm pretty sure that's what happened right there in that bunker not starting up, or I may have just accidentally misclicked. That could have always been the case as well, obviously, but it's kind of fascinating. Anyway, let's have a quick look around on the map once again. 7 minutes remaining. I'm secretly hoping that the difficulty here will scale up over the course of the next couple of missions, but we'll see. Of course, these are not that great at, like, killing buildings and all that. They also don't shoot up. But I guess we can destroy some creep colonies. Yeah, look at their damage output. They're primarily useful for their mines. Is it actually worth, you think, like, manually placing them? And, like, going over the ones that we've got? Look how long they take, though. In comparison to those Marines? In comparison to those Marines, they seem to build things very rapidly. Or they seem to destroy things very quickly. Alright. I wonder, though, if killing those structures actually, like, made it so that the Zerg is no longer really attacking. Because I'm not really under any pressure anymore. Well, they send in a couple of mutalisks every now and then, I guess, but you know what? Let's start making a move for it once again. We'll just leave the units in the bunkers left over. Okay, we got 3 control groups worth of units. And I'll just keep rallying more and more of them as well. Or I'll, just rally them inside of my base. A couple of mutas were flying from this direction. Oh, I think there's some creep up here. Okay, you guys go in that direction. And meanwhile, I guess the vultures can clean up most of this stuff. There we go.
5 minutes until dropship arrival.
I love the advisor, though, continuously giving us advice here in the game. In case I missed the timer. Okay. Go ahead and kill him. Of course, Stimpack does hurt my own units as well. I think actually killing most of these things may very well make it like not possible anymore for the Zerg to actually spawn units. I'm not sure if they like come from the corners of the map. That seems to be the case at least in StarCraft 2, where if you kill all of their units and all of their unit producing structures as well, they will still be spawning in new ones as well, because they just simply come in from the corner. But I think that these ones may have very well just been coming out of those cocoons, right? The ones that we actually saw at the hatchery. And I wouldn't be surprised if that is roughly what happened there. So there is a Hydralisk down here. So that's all fine and dandy.
What are you on? No problem. Yeah, I'm going.
But I think we have successfully cleaned up all of the things that are available here for the Zerg. Okay, go ahead. You keep on killing that. Good job. What's hiding there in the corner? Another Overlord?
Something on your mind?
Alright, we have to wait for these vultures to stop derping around before we kill that thing as well. Go. Go ahead, Marines. Rock and roll. Ah, that's the stuff. I never realized until like way too long into me playing StarCraft 2 that Stimpack is quite literally a drug they use. I can't be the only one, right? I never realized until hearing the StarCraft 1 voice acting that that's how, you know, what it is essentially. Ah, that's the stuff. I guess they are quite literally drug addicts in that sense. They just love their Stimpaks. That's also the explanation on why it, I guess, hurts them to actually use it. And they have to take a little bit of damage. But anyway, so I don't think there's any more Zerg remaining on this map. There's still a minute remaining on the clock. But I think we have made plentiful numbers of units that we can send all over the map to make sure that, you know, we know precisely if there's still anything hidden there. And we could even take another expansion if we really wanted to, but I don't think there's really any particular reason for that. There's still a ramp we can go up here.
Oh,
Look at
1
that.
minute until dropship arrival.
1 minute. It is a little tricky to see where the ramps are.
oh, is that it?
It is a little tricky to see where the ramps are. But,
Something on your mind? No problem.
vultures are fast, though. Vultures are fast. Alright. I think I've destroyed all of the Zerg. Although there may be still an Overlord or, you know, a single other unit hidden somewhere on the map. Which I guess would be alright. But here we go. 5 seconds remaining on the clock right now. Cheers to that.
Sons of Korhal dropships approaching.
There they are.
Strap yourselves in, boys.
So apparently we now also are going to be, we are now also going to be in some trouble from the Confederation. Because I don't think they appreciate it that we work together with the Sons of Korhal. I hope for now, though, that you enjoyed watching this episode. If you did, make sure you hit that like button down below. And of course, if you want to see the next one, make sure you subscribe so you get a notification as soon as I upload it. Other than that, I want to thank you very much so for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile, alright? And I will see you in the next one.